Good evening, good evening. I almost sound like a past the collections base. Good evening, sir. How's it going? I don't got the piano ready though, but I've been missing for a minute. Though y'all probably see me around here and there on some of these dust panels, doing what I do, trolling a few people, but sometimes keeping a balance and having some good conversations when I get to and they don't kick me off. But you know how it is. At the end of the day, new year. Well, not a new year, but in the middle of the summer. Florida's beautiful. God is great. And hey, I'm happy. I look good. I feel good. I hope everybody out there in the chat's doing great too. Terica Smith, love you to death. Thank you for coming to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Front door. One of my trolls. Welcome to the show. Eugene Steele, salute to you. Seeing you around. Hope all is well with your family, your life, and everything is good. Hope everything stays good. Been a while since I've done a show, so I might be rusty on clicking on all these buttons and stuff. Technology is not my game, but I do look good though. Oh yeah, staying in shape, looking slim and trim. Let me get back in get this uniform looking a little more clean. Oh yeah, how do I look? Yeah, y'all know the drill. Y'all know the uniform. Look a little bit more presentable, more professional. In case people want to send some money or something, give y'all a little bit more professional look. Tonight, I don't think this will be a long conversation unless people want to come in and, talk some of that stuff. Tonight's conversation, we're going to talk about this thing called microaggressions. And what exactly... Now, somebody tell me, what exactly is a microaggression? Microaggression. Here's the deal. Microaggressions, simply put, for reading a technical definition, but y'all sit and look up the internet and all that kind of stuff anyway. The microaggression it's not somebody taking a cheap shot or talking about your mama or saying, I'm going to punch you. I don't like you. You're disrespect. It's not the direct, blatant disrespect where they step to your face and say something foul and say, do something about it. Or I hate you. I don't like you. Get away from me. You're ugly. Nope. Microaggression is that little cheap thing, almost like a little tick, a little tap. And they just say something small. And it's supposed to just knock you off just a little bit. And sometimes, let's just be real, it can irk you even more than the real aggressions. Microaggression. Somebody, well, I can see why you think like that because, After 3 or 4 times somebody saying something like, oh, look, man, what do you mean? Huh? But they're just supposed to make you just nod over there and then go over somewhere and explode. I know that person didn't just say that. I know they didn't just, and they just pick at your brain. Most common in the workplace. That's the most common where they happen. That person down the hallway that don't like you, the person focused to the left, to the right, they just got to say that one little sneak comment or that cheesy smile or that just got to say something. I'm going to drop the link too but I'm going to talk a little bit of stuff. Then y'all can come up and help me dust. I've been out this so long, I'm struggling to copy and paste. Copy. Crystal, what the business is, welcome. Give you a wrench once y'all remember how to do it. Add as moderator. Welcome, Crystal, to the channel. Thank you for your support. Thank you for all that you do in the community. Hope your family and everybody is good. I know y'all who are in YouTube spaces know what microaggressions are. Somebody will just say something and expect it to be okay. And then when you ask them, hey man, what you trying to say? Oh, I was just saying, oh, it was just, oh, I didn't really mean anything. And oh, you know how it is. I'm telling you, they irk nerves. But they come real small, real small, real small, real small. Then just make you eventually you just blow up. That's what they do. But the little comments, the little insults, the little kind of insults, they come in 3 forms. There's what you call the microassault. Sometimes they don't even have to say nothing. You're just talking about, yeah, me and my family went to dinner, and they just, okay. Or, or you walk past, just look at you and keep walking. Or, and you're like, I just said good morning. That's what you're thinking. But they do stuff like, let them do that about 15 times. Gonna wreck your nerves. Leslie, peace, love. Welcome to the channel. Like the microaggressions, I'm telling you, they add up. And do you know how I really know about microaggressions? Because I do it. I've done it. No, man, I'm good at it. And I used to be. But see, I know, and I'm prepared when I fire off them little shots. I'm trying to make somebody break down. Hey, we all ain't perfect. I got problems. I'm trying to get better because I used to be very judgmental when I was a teenager and had no conscience. I'm trying to get better. But I understand and take in mind. People keep telling you words don't hurt and lie. Microassults can be a face, a look, a little one word, a little thing. Like when you walk past a girl and they clutch their purse, that's a cheap shot. They're pretty much telling you, a criminal, get away from me. Or this kind of stuff. Well, some people are just ugly anyway. I mean, they can't help it. But the other people, them faces, those are microaggressions. It's just a little thing. But, and they're gonna say, "Oh, I didn't mean anything by that." When you roll up on them, that's what a lot of them do. Microinvalidation. Oh, I know the ladies in the workplace can definitely relate to this. Invalidation is more like the opposite of validate. Validate and giving you credit for what you are and who you are and that you exist. Microinvalidation, small way of letting you know you don't even exist, your opinion, you don't even matter. You ain't even there. So you're walking around the room, hey, see everybody got their hand raised. John, I'm gonna call on you. What do you got? Oh, Crystal, we're gonna go to Sam. Sam, what you got? Small little things. A lot of people might not notice it, but you did. You had your hand up for 4 minutes. They didn't even call on you. Your opinion don't matter. You don't matter. And what you got to say, nah, we don't need to hear that. We'll just skip over and go to the next person. Or you say, hey, good morning, what's going on? And they just walk right past you. Act like I didn't hear it. That's a microinvalidation. That ain't cool. Or y'all who are on YouTube, when you're on the panel and they skip past you and just go to the next person. Or while you're talking, they talking while you're talking, or they talking over you, or they just act like you didn't say anything. No head nod, no, oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or your your little business. Crystal, I like that one. You tell somebody you're a business owner, it's like, oh, I know you got your cute little business over there. And or, your little, or old people do it to young people. I mean, I guess a little something. You just some little whatever. We know everything. We got all this, but you're little yeah. Shout out to the people in the chat. I know y'all get it. And honestly, y'all might see me do this because sometimes I play the game. Thanks for the welcome back. Yeah, people love to do this stuff. The last one is the one that's most common, micro insult. Someone says something as if it's little, and nickel and dime, and nickel and dime, and nickel and dime until you pop, saying something. One that I can't stand, the prejudging or the narrative. Well, I know how y'all people must do. Who is y'all people? Black people? Or, well, I mean, where you're from, I mean, that's probably normal where you're from. Do you know where I'm from? What are you trying to say? Oh, I didn't mean it like that. Blah, 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 blah. Perfect wording, passive aggressiveness. They're scared to step out and say the real thing and just, look, man, I don't like you. I just don't want to talk to you, and I wish that you weren't here. Because sometimes you can be cool with it. All right, cool. I know where you stand. We good. You go over there. I go over here. If I see you in the parking lot, I mean, it'd be different. But you know what? Cool. But no, they got to let you know that they're there, but try to make you feel like you're not there. Or make you. I can't get so mad because, I used to do it. But anyway, let me show the pretty eyes to all the single ladies that's out there. Yeah. But some people would rather it be direct than it be some just little shot, some just little thing, or I see how you might think that, or yeah, but all that shady stuff. When it comes to race, it's usually towards minorities, male to female, female to male. When it comes to that, it can get dangerous, especially in the workplace, because you got all the discrimination laws. That 53-year-old guy, well, I can see how you can't. I mean, do you know how to load up your computer, or do you need some help? That's them cheap shots. What's another one? Do you need some help with that? And it be something that you know how to do. Or do you know what you're doing? I mean, if you don't know what you're doing, you can always come ask for help. They just told you that you don't know what you're doing. They're pretty much calling you dumb. Or who trained you? What school did you go to? Oh, you went to one of them small schools out there. Oh, I'd never heard of it, but I guess to each their own. See, now it goes from micro to like medio, and eventually they're gonna get smacked. But I dropped a link if anyone wants to come up. This is gonna be a short show. How do you deal with these microaggressions? Depends on the person. You got to size up your people and know who you're dealing with. Do your homework. Sometimes you got to think, and I'm telling you this because I've been on both sides of this. Sometimes I still am. Why did they say what they say? I always talk about this, and I'm going to keep talking about it when it comes to problem solving. Problem solving starts from 1 to 10. It doesn't go, you hear something, and then you just react. What'd you say about me? Because what if they said something and they really didn't mean it or didn't know that they said what they said? How are you going to deal with that? Or they did it and it was so slick of a way that they can justify it. Well, I didn't mean anything by that when I said that. That's not what I really meant. I was just saying. And the truth is, you can see that shadiness in their eye, but they played it off and they got you because you off your square. You look like the aggressive, dusty person. Got you. You blew up. They didn't. And what they said was words. And when they go to the courtroom or whatever happens after you blew up, they can justify it. And the person actually believes them over you because you reacted. So what is to be done? Understand why the person said what they said. People who take cheap shots, and I'm mainly talking about the small people who say stuff in the workplace. If they come from, are they jealous of you? If so, outsmart them and overpower them. They're jealous and they're taking a shot. Call them out and just have them, hey, so what you mean when you said that? What you mean when you asked me that I need some help? I mean, do you actually want to help me with the assignment? Hey, come on. Let me see. They don't want to do the work. They just want to take a shot. Because while they're working with you, you're going to be bullying them and they're going to see how much better they are than you. And they got to sit there and marinate it for 20 minutes while you're working. They don't want that. So a lot of times the solution is call it out. And call it out with a smile. Make them eat the actual words they said. Well, I bet where you're from, they don't do it the way that we do it. Oh, really? I didn't know that you've been to my hometown. Tell me about my hometown. What you know about it? Then make up something, throw something out there and have them saying, oh, you been to Virginia? Tell me about it. You been to my town? Oh, man, you been to my town. I didn't know that, bro. Then you can fire one back at them. I didn't know you traveled. Oh, man, I didn't know you. Because I thought you only lived in the same town that you've been for the last 20 years. It's mind games. I shouldn't be telling y'all this. I'm going to have a troll one-on-one class. It's going to be $59.95 an hour. How to actually use people's own words and stuff them down their throat and make them eat them and choke on them. Or go and call them out and just size them up and let them know that you're there. And you there for real, and you standing on business. There's a girl I knew, where is it? When I lived in Northern Virginia. She's Ethiopian. She said, people always, oh, you're from Africa? Do y'all have houses in Africa? She'd come get them back. Oh, no, there's no houses in Africa. We're going to get our first house in the next 5 years. And they're like, huh? Or did y'all live in a house? Did y'all have? No, I lived on the 4th floor on a tree, and you had to take an elevator to get to the 4th level of the tree. Said half of them were so stupid they didn't even know what she said. Or the little school, your little business, or you don't know. Maybe you know if you've been working here long enough. You know what? I haven't been working. Come show me. Don't want to do that. Another way to deal with these clowns. See, I want to hate them and love them at the same time because I'm actually expanding my mind and I'm looking back at how good I was at this. Sometimes it was necessary. I'm not a bully. But sometimes people fire a shot and I was just ready because I don't really have that much of feelings and not so sensitive towards the little things people say because I'm better at it than them. So, I mean, I don't know if you'll ever get promoted working here, but that's a cheap shot. Oh, really? I mean, you've been here 15 years. You only been promoted one time. Can you actually sit down and show me how to get promoted? Yep. Make them explode. People. Just people. Yes, there's those. There's actually all people. But who have I had it with the worst most has been white females. Sometimes white males, and then just shady black people or others. But it's everybody. But this is, that's low. Yeah, I'd love to hear your voice, Crystal, but take care of your business at the house. Do what you got to do. Do people really want help? Yes, but not the help that they say they want. They need help. But people, I don't know, a lot of times people say feelings and words and stuff don't matter. Feelings trump all, to be honest, in this world. They feel a certain way. And it's in their subconscious mind, to their subconscious mind, to their face, to their mouth, and it's going to express and it's going to come out. And you're going to hear what people say and how they really feel about you. They're really just indicating what they think and how they feel. That's what they're doing. Nothing else. And now you know. So now you, yeah, they really don't want help. We're trying to say they really don't want help. Yeah, you typed it right, Crystal. Yes, these are mind games. The question is who's going to win, you or them. Do not let these people knock you off your square. Practice patience, emotional management, discipline, stoicism, and keep your game face. Or beat them at this game. Or call me. I actually got a couple friends, one in California who deals with this all the time. And when he calls me, I'll be like, man, next time you do it, say this, say this, say that. And he'd be dying laughing. I'm like, you got to be ready. Another friend of mine, he's actually pretty good at it too. He works in IT. and they just assume that he doesn't know what he's doing. But a lot of black females, when I lived in Houston, dated a couple women who were project managers or high jobs on it, and they say the natural thing when they show up in the place is that they don't know what they're doing. They must have got this job because they know all that kind of stuff. And they actually pry and start asking indirectly some of these questions or saying some of this stuff. And then they got to blast them. Now, yeah, it's cool if we could live in a world where people weren't like this and people would just do what they're supposed to do and not bother, but this is what it is. What really needs to be taught, these 21, 22, 26-year-olds, or these hot-tempered 30-year-olds struggling, fresh married, single mom, single dad, struggling dad, whoever, gotta keep you cool. And even in the real life, or even on some of these panels and these conversations in general, people gonna take a shot. Everybody confidence ain't where it's supposed to be. Somebody gonna say something. Why did they say what they said? Some of it is ignorance. Some people allow grace for ignorance, some don't. I can't necessarily tell you to or not. People in other countries think Americans are this. People who live there or think tall people, short people, big people, whatever, they think that you're like this. So they think that they can say this and it's appropriate. Or they can say it and they can get away with it. Or you might not be offended, or they think that you might think it's funny. They think that they can say slave jokes or white people and brown people and border jokes. Oh, well, I know how y'all Mexican dudes. How many of y'all was in the car this morning going to work? About 15? That ain't funny. That ain't funny. Because when they reply, excuse me, how many of y'all got lynched last week? It ain't funny then, is it? Now you realize what you said and you got to eat it. Sometimes it can be my mistake. A few years ago, talking to a girl who was from Spain. And I asked her, I think it was on a dating site or something. I asked her, does she salsa? And her reply was, do you rap? Do you wobble? I was offended. But then I just asked, why did you say that? She's like, why did you? It's like, look, I didn't know that Spain, I know in the Caribbean and other places they salsa. I wasn't aware. I don't take those. So she's like, hey, I apologize too. Made our peace. So what if I just blew a gasket? You people, what you trying to say, huh? Sometimes I had a conversation. Some people might not know. Allow some grace or not for ignorance. Some people don't know. They were just taught wrong. That's small. That's your choice. Or had a conversation. Hey, bro, what you trying to say? What do you really mean when you're trying to say that? Charge them up. Well, I was thinking 80% of the time they don't want to have that conversation. And trust me, they know you there. Then smile, say, oh, okay. If you want to know something, why don't you just come ask me directly? We can have They don't want to have the conversation. They don't. But don't let people eat you alive with microaggressions. Don't do it. Learn the game. Think about it from the inside out. Like, why they said what they said. Are they a hurting person? If they're hurting, if they're jealous, if they're bleeding, their self-esteem ain't right. Why should you have to get down on their level? You stand on yours. And eventually, if you can build yourself up to another levels, the highest levels of grace or whatever, 3-4 months, you might find out they're really going through something and you actually can be the person to help them. Because you just don't know. They were jealous because of something and they're dealing with something. Let's be real. People who are wrong for a reason. Nobody wakes up and just turns into a bad apple. People dealing with all kind of trauma, drama, abuse, pain, ugliness. Yeah, some of them, they're really ugly. I look good, don't I? Yeah. Also, if anybody wants to come up, the link is posted. But also, learn this game. Do not blow up and let your emotions eat you alive and put yourself in a compromising situation, even with the person you may be dating or talking to. Because now if you are incorrect, you are the accusatory person. You're the person with the hot button, and you didn't explain it. You reacted in your emotion. You blasted somebody. If microaggressions really bother you, stop them by 1, 2, or 3. Don't let somebody nickel and dime you to death to the point where you blow, or to where you go off somewhere else and go home and blow. And now you don't want to walk past this person in the hallway no more because they've been eating you alive for weeks. Or they say something around a group of people and other people form a certain type of judgment about you because they didn't picked and picked. Now everybody think you broke, or they think you don't know what you're doing, or they think they can say anything and get away with it, or they think you're a loser. Me personally, I don't care what people think in the real world. Now, if it got to do with my money, like the workplace and all that kind of stuff, yeah, that matters. That's my money. Or family and all that, yeah. It's a reputation. But personal, don't care. Microinsults, microaggressions. Ask somebody, why'd you make that face? Here's a better way to respond. Is everything okay? Are you okay? You microaggression them right back. You walk past them like, oh, is everything okay? Is something wrong? It look like you're dealing with back pain or something. They don't want to respond. They don't. But they know you're there. They know what you said. They noticed you noticed the energy that they gave you, and you flipped it and gave it back to them. So there's different approaches. There is the direct approach, asking them, hey, let's have this conversation. What do you think? What do you feel? What's going on? And make them talk. There's the approach of flipping it over on them, outsmarting them, and using a double microaggression and making them choke on their words. But be careful if you use the ignoring. But if you ignore microaggressions, make sure you stand up, smile on your face, and let them know it really didn't mean anything. Stand strong. Don't let these microaggressions knock you down. But anyway, I don't have anybody that wants to come up. That's all cool, because I'll probably make my rounds and hit a couple of dust panels and do a little bit of trolling before I go to sleep. I'm going to work my abs. But just so y'all know, I am back. I'm going to start doing shows, maybe 3 of them. I like to do once a week, but maybe here and there. The next topic, I'm going to talk about this system of right and wrong. Like, let's be real. This is how most people think. They hear something. That's not right. It's wrong. Or it's right. It gets a reward. It's wrong. Get them, get them, get them, get them, get them, get them. That's not it. Everything isn't right or wrong. Why is it right or wrong? Aligned to what value system? Does the system of if it's right, reward it, if it's wrong, just deliver a consequence and inflict pain and fear and shame? Is that the system? Just A or B? Are we building robots? Let's talk about it. What is the value system? How do we align these principles and get people to understand how do we really correct behavior? Is it only by consequence? We're going to talk about that next week. But anyway, thank you all for joining the show. I'm going to finish lifting my weights, doing my trolling. God is good. Life is good. I love women's, and shout out to the men's for doing those awesome. I can say positive stuff. I don't have to bash everybody just to be funny or just make a point. I can have positive conversations. But anyway, I'm out as soon as I find out how to end this show. Looking for the buttons. Ooh.